advanced Excel. In advanced Excel, maybe we will see what is macro and all. Okay. So shall we start? So first, I would like to know who from you who know Excel and what is Excel. So if you just can unmute yourself and let me know. Is there anyone who has worked or maybe not worked, only seen Excel? No one?
We have worked with Excel. It's just basically a spreadsheet which we use to record information in a tabular form.
Okay, good, Brinda. So, yeah, Excel is nothing but a spreadsheet where you can store your data. Also, you can do lots of things with that data, like you can do some calculation based on your basic data. You can show some plot some charts based on your data, which will, show the graphical representation. Also you can create some pivot so that to summarize your data. So Excel is this. Let me share my screen so that I can show you something in Excel.
Yes, Megha.
Yeah, just 1 minute, I will share my screen quickly. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, Medha.
Yes.
Yes, it is visible, Megha.
Okay, so this is basic Excel. I have opened. So to open any, just give me 1 minute. So to open this file, you not this file. So to open Excel, you can just click on the start button. Here you can find the Excel icon. If it is not there, you can just type Excel here and then it will be there. Then you can open. It will open a blank file. Now I have saved this file, so it shows a name. If it is not saved, it will be like book 1 or book 2, any name dot excel, just a name, so that then you will be able to save it. So this is Excel. This is a workbook. Workbook can contain so many worksheets, spreadsheet you can call. Okay, so it is a combination of a spreadsheet. Workbook is a combination of a spreadsheet. Also a spreadsheet, what is spreadsheet? It is a combination of a cells. So this is one cell. So how you can identify a cell? It is a intersection of a column name and a row number. So which cell it is, you can see column is A and row is 1. So here it is name written of that cell is A1. Okay, likewise if you click on some other cells, here is G6. So this cell is G6. So it is an intersection of a column name and a row number. So this is a cell. Then you can have a column till A to F XFD. that is 16,384 columns in one spreadsheet, and there are rows from 1 to 10,48,576. So these many rows are there. So if you can just click and select your left arrow, it will, no, it's not showing. Okay. Maybe you need to move the cursor, but then you can see how many columns are here and how many rows are here. So likewise, you can see. Then how you can select a cell or select a column. So like this is a selection arrow. So you can select a columns or a multiple columns like this, or rows also you can select like this. So this is a selection arrow. Then there are other control, like if you click, see this type of arrow, then you click on that, then it will allow you to enter something in this cell. So like if I enter, so again it will give me my arrow, my cursor in this format, so that I can just click and enter something. And once I click on enter button of my laptop, then it will give me a next cell selected. Okay. Then to increase the width of any column, you can get this kind of cursor. So once you place your cursor just on this line, it will give you this symbol, and then by clicking on the mouse, you can extend the width. Similarly, you can extend the height of a row also like this. So these are some cursors which you can use while working with Excel. Also, there is one more cursor. If I add something here and I want to copy the same thing in next cells. So this is a small square like icon. Once I place my cursor here, it gives me plus sign. By clicking and dragging it, it will fill the same text into other cells. Okay, so it is a fill cursor. You can fill any formula or numbers here, so it will work in different manner. Like if I have two numbers 1 and 2, and if I select both and just drag it, it will give me a series. But if I just click one and then if I drag, then it will give me one everywhere. So it acts differently how you do it. So it is basically to fill a series, to fill the same text in below cells, to copy the same formula in below cells or the right side cells. However you want to do it, you can do it. Okay. Then clear till now? Do you have any questions? Just unmute and say yes, no, because you know I'm presenting my screen, so I'll not check all the charts. So just unmute and say yes, no, then I'll go further.
No doubt, ma'am.
No, madam.
Oh, okay. Okay, then next topic is our reference, cell references, how you can use your cell reference into the formulas or something. So here I have a table, small table, just we have two numbers and we need to perform some operation based on this data. So how we can refer the cell? Okay, so we can just click here. This is a formula bar and here it is written fx. It is nothing but a function. So here you can, once if we can click is equal to, means you have to write a function or a formula, or just you need to refer a cell so that this cell will hold a same value of any other cell. Okay, so now if I want to do that, means I want to hold a same value which is there in B3. So how I will write? I will write B3. Okay, then it will give you the cell selected, or you can just select this cell. It will give you its address here, and then you can click enter. Then it will show the same value 1010. Okay, because we mention here that here what will come here, it's B3. Now if I change the value of B3, I write 34. Here you can see the value of this cell will automatically get changed because we changed this. Now this is what we called as relative cell reference. How we have written B3 is a relative cell reference. Then there is a next thing, that is absolute cell reference. So how we can write this is adding dollar sign in this $B$3. This is the absolute sign. So I'll show you what is the difference. Okay, we will write B3 and this we will write with the dollar. Okay, okay, now if I drag this here, okay, what it hold? 35. And what is 35? It's a value of C3. Now if I drag this here, what it will show? It still shows 35. Why? Because here we have done absolute reference. We have used absolute reference. So the reference of the cell will not change. It will be a constant. So for B, we have added this dollar sign to make a column constant. And for this 3, we have made the dollar sign. We have used the dollar sign to make a row constant. So now if I don't use this $B, okay, if I use only B and $3, how it will be? So once I click this, it will still show 35 because it keeps the row constant, but it is changing the column name. Okay, now if I drag it down, okay, this still shows B3. Why? Because our column is our row is constant, not column. So it still refer to the 34 number, B3 value. Now if I make this constant, but this change, sorry, I need to do it here, and this will change. And then if I drag it down, okay, what is there? It is 0 because column is constant, but row is not constant. Row is moving, row is changing. So it referred to B4, and B4 we have not written anything. So it shows 0. So likewise, you can use the dollar sign based on your requirement to make anything, either row or a column or both, constant, so that once you drag your formula from one cell to another cell, it will be act as expected by you. Okay, understood? Your silence I can consider as a yes,
Yeah,
okay?
The student.
Is it like
Yes.
copy paste?
Yes, may I
Uh,
understood.
yeah, okay.
Hello?
Then, yeah,
Is it like copy paste?
it's not just like copy paste, okay? So what is the use of this all cell references is, so now you can see I have only 2-3 cells, but it's not like that. Your project data will be this much limited. You will have a huge number of records in your Excel. Then is it possible to enter the formula by each cell? No. Then what you will do, you will write the formula once in one cell, and then you will just drag that formula till the end of your worksheet, okay? Till the end of your data. But while you are dragging it down, you also need to understand how the formula cell references are changing. Then only you will understand the formula is referring to correct cell or not, right? Got
Yes.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like now you know this how you can make a constant column reference or a row reference. Then while you dragging the formula, you can understand how it will work. It will keep your B3 constant or only B constant or only 3 constant and keep changing the next thing. Then you will understand how it will work. So we will see it later at the end. Maybe I can give you something as an assignment where you can use it. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So then next topic is of our data tables. So data, again here we will see how to write a formula and how you can update your formula. So now you can see my table will get extended a little bit. Now I have a table which has some values like loan amount, interest and term. Here I have a formula which work on these 3 cells. So if I place my cursor here, it will highlight the values which have or the cells which are used in this formula. So it will highlight this with the different colors. And you can see this C5 is written in blue, so this is the blue. Then this is red, so this is red. This is purple, so this is purple. Okay. Now if I enter, it will give me the value. Now what is the use of data table? So what is data table? Data table is a range of cells that display how changing certain values in a formula affect the result of a formula. Okay. So now consider this is we are calculating the loan payment. But now my interest rate is not a constant. I need something that the interest rate should be changed, and based on that interest rate, I need to calculate the monthly payment. Okay. So how I will do it? So then I created another table with some interest rates. Now here what I will do, I'll just refer to this same formula. Okay. Then now I will select this whole thing, and then I'll click on this data, what if analysis and data table. So how you will select this is a data table. Then in this we can put which cell is changing. Means here in this formula, what is the changing factor? It is the interest rate. We need to calculate the monthly payment based on different interest rate. So we can select input cell as a this interest rate C5. So it will give $C$5 here. Now again you can see it has keep both the constant. Okay. Then once I click on this OK, you'll see this has been calculated based on this interest rate. Okay. Here you'll see the formula is like this. It is data table. Now here what we have used a constant one cell, not both the cell. Okay. Only a row, only a column. Now we need to change as per the interest rate. Also there is a change in loan amount also. So here is a table which in which we can calculate the same. So here are the some percentages, here are the some amount values, and same again this is a formula which refer to this. Okay. Then how we can do it? In the same way, select the whole table, go to this data tab, click on this what if analysis and then data table. And again here what you will do, you will select both loan amount here and then interest rate here, so that it will give you the C4 and C5. Sorry, here should be B5, C5, here should be 4. Okay. Then once clicking OK, it will give us the same result based on the rate and the amount. Okay. You can just copy the same formula if you want to do it like this, format painting, and apply it here, so that it will keep the formula as it format of the cell as like this. Okay. Got it till now? Then maybe we can move to the next topic.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, please don't call me ma'am. Call me Medha. So now next topic is data validation. So do you know any kind of validation? You must have filled some forms. Means wherever, if you want to open the Facebook account, then also you need to fill a form, right? I am sure you all have a Facebook account or Instagram account. So while creating that account, you fill one form. So how you fill that form? Is there are any rules? To enter the form or not? You just simply write anything in any cell or in any label and just fill the form and click enter. Is it like that?
No, there are some rules.
There are some rules, right? So if there is written enter name, okay, in that, are you allowed to, or are you able to enter the numeric numbers? No, it will accept only alphabet because it is a name. Then if there is a field which asks you to enter a mobile number, are you allowed to enter characters there? No, it will accept only numeric values only till 10 digit, right? Only 10-digit number because it is a mobile number. So what is this? These are the rules or data validation rules which we have applied on the form. So same kind of thing you can do with the help of Excel also, because you know, as we work on the Excel, but if we give this Excel to someone else and ask to fill that Excel, there might be a possibility that person will enter data which is not in a proper format. So how you will restrict that person to enter the data into a proper format? By applying the validation into the cells. So how you can do it, I'll show you. Okay. So this is any value, means it will accept any value here. So where you can find the data validation, again you can go into this data tab. This after this text to column, there is a symbol like this, and once you place your cursor on this, it will give you data validation. Okay. Then once you click on the arrow, it will give you three: data validation, circle invalid data, and clear validation circles. So now I want to click on this data validation. It will give me this setting form. Okay. Here I'll do some settings. So any value means you can just see it accept any value. There is no rule defined. Okay. And here you can see some validation rules also. Now this should accept any value. Here what should happen? This should take or choose values from a list. So what I will do, I'll go here and will select a list. Okay. Now if I select a list, it will ask me for a which list. Okay. Then I can give some values. Yes, comma, no. Now my drop down will contain only two values, which is yes and no. So now I am writing it here itself, but there is another possibility that you can write it somewhere else in Excel, and you can just place the name of that rows or columns here, so that it will choose the data from that. So once you need to change it, you can directly change it in your Excel cells, and it will automatically take this. But now, as of now, I am using this. Then there are some rules like how you want to do it. Ignore blank. Okay, I'll keep it as it is. That input message, we can write some input messages here. Select value from list and the error alert. So what should be done? It should stop, warning, or information. So likewise, you can choose something, then give a title here, error, and error message, select value. Okay. Like this, you can set the input message and alert, error alert, and the setting here. And then if I click OK, okay. Now here you can see this is our input message. It will show us like this. Okay. Then here you can see a small arrow. By clicking on this, it will give you two options to select, yes or no. Now I click on yes, it will select yes. Likewise, you can decide what user need to fill in this column. Okay. This is the data validation, and once you click on this and drag it, it will give you the same thing. Sorry. Same kind of validation rule will get applied into the all cells. So once you click on this, it will give you the this box to select something, okay, from the drop down. So this is a least validation. So now we can see one more validation is the whole number. Okay. Then again we can go here and select the whole number, and we can decide what is the minimum and maximum number that they can enter. So minimum I'll choose 0, and maximum maybe I'll choose 100. Okay. Then now, sorry, I have forgot to write the rules. So again, I can go here, then error message. I'll select stop. You can write anything here as a title and error message. Enter value between 1 and 100. Okay. Now see what will happen. If I enter 101, 101 is not between 1 and 100, so it is giving me this error, and it gives me the error message, enter value between 1 and 100. Whatever we have written in the that message box, you will get it here. And once you click on this and enter, then it will again select this, and then you will allow to change. Now I entered 93, it is accepted. So same rule you can apply by dragging this till down, so that this will also give the same result. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, then maybe you can try later what are the validations rules are there in this, and see what you can do with custom text length or anything. Okay, then we can move to the next topic. Okay, then it's like importing data from any other sources. So you can just open any other Excel and copy your data into this. So I have copied only one column here. Okay, now the other thing that you can see, there is a small point, small triangle here. Okay, why this is? Because there is something error in the cell value. Once you click here, you can see what is the error. So number stored as a text. So how you can convert it? So you can just select the whole column. Then there is the option text to column. Okay. Once you click on this text to column, you can choose delimited, then these things, then next, and in advance you can choose the decimal separator and thousand separator. Okay, and finish. Then you can see the numbers written in the text format are got converted into the new number format, right? Here it is still shows like this because there is a comma in the value, but our value, how our value will work, it takes dot as a decimal separator. So likewise you can you can change your format. So what text to column do, it changes the format. Also there is another way to use this text to column is to split something. Like if I have meda.devlekar@accenture.com written here. Okay, now I want to split this cell and choose, just give me a 1 minute. Okay.
बरं स्कॅनर का नाही मी निघालोय म्हणून म्हटलं.
Sorry. So now I have to split my enterprise ID and separate @accenture.com from this. So how I will do it? Again, I'll choose text to column. Then with the help of delimiter, okay, I will choose other and I'll write here @. Okay. So what it gives here, you can see Medha Devekar is in a one column and Accenture.com will be in a next column. Like next, I'll choose next, choose the format of the cell, and then once I click finish, you can see it gives me two columns, one with the enterprise ID and other with the Accenture.com. So likewise, you can use text to column to format your cell, to convert the format from text to number if it is stored in a text format, to split your cell using any delimiter like comma, @ but there should be something common there. Like if I have something yes, comma, no, comma, any other value ABC, what is the common factor in this? That comma and a space. So I can use comma and space as a delimiter to have three columns with these three different values. Like you can use text to column to perform this splitting and converting activity. Okay, am I going too fast?
No, ma'am.
Okay,
No, ma'am.
so you want to try something till now? What we will do, we will stop here and you create one Excel and make a table. Okay, make a table with any with some kind of form, like what you do in a college, that they uh, consider that this is a college book and you will have a database for a student. So you will have something like name or maybe grade or some percentages or marks, and then you also use data validation and to calculate the overall marks and grade, you will use our cell references idea, and then you create one table and show me. Okay, we will take 10 to 15 minutes are enough for you for this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you 15 minutes to for this. You do it, and once you're done, you just can share your screen and show it to me. Is that fine with you all?
Yes.
Okay, start doing it.
Hello, ma'am.
Sorry, I
Ma'am,
was talking on mute.
could you please repeat what we have to do in Excel?
Yeah. So in Excel, create a data table for the information, like for the student information. You will write headings like name, mobile number, email ID, or some marks in column subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 4. Then in total, you will calculate the total marks, and in grade you will calculate in percentage, you will calculate the percentage. Okay, now to enter the data, please apply some validation rule. So to enter in name, it will accept only name, only alphabet, not a numeric values. In mobile number column, please please apply validation so that the cell will accept only number, not a letters. Then you just enter some marks. Again, there you can apply a rule that is whole number from 1 to 100, because the marks will not exceed to from 100. Then to calculate the total, please use anything like addition kind of formula. Then to calculate the sum of that, and to calculate the percentage, you can just simply calculate the percentage from based on the total. Okay, Aditya, I'm clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And just once you done, please share your screen and show it to me so that I can also check if you're doing it correctly or not.
Uneza, can I take the attendance till then?
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Aditya Chirandeep Pawar.
Present.
Ajay Koti Reddy.
Yeah,
3,
bro, present.
4,
Present. Akash present.
5,
Present.
1,
Present. Present.
6,
6 is present, not 5. I am 6.
7. Ladaib Ahmed Siddiqui. Pawan Kalyan.
Yes,
Yes, Pawan Kalyan. Right.
5%. His mic is not working.
What's your name?
5.
5.
Durga Pawan Kumar.
Okay. I Rajesh Apeli. 9.
Present.
Hello.
I am present 9.
Are you okay? Sai Kumar. 10.
Yeah, present.
7.
Yes, Yadath, present. Sai Ganesh.
12.
Present.
13.
as one question to you.
14.
Agarwal Venkat present. You make it as one consolidated.
15. Guys, please answer fast.
Bro, 13%.
15.
13%, bro.
Present.
15 I'm asking, not 13. 16.
15%.
16%.
17. 18. 19.
Present. Gautam present.
90%.
20.
Present.
Kirthika.
Present.
21. 22.
Present. 22 present.
23. 26.
Yeah. 26.
Number 4 I've already marked. 26.
Yes, 26.
27.
27.
It are 26 present.
Yatharth 27%.
Can you be please louder?
26 present.
Hello, Yatharth. 28 Ankur present.
Ankur present.
27,
29.
yes, present.
29, I am here.
Okay. 30.
It are 26 present.
30 present.
26.
Present.
31. 32.
It are, I will mark 26.
25th, yeah, I've marked.
26, not 25th.
Okay. I couldn't hear you only. 32. 31. 2. 33.
33 present.
4.
Present, 34 present.
36.
Present.
7.
Present.
38.
38 present.
39.
Present.
40.
Present.
41.
Present.
42, 43,
Present.
44,
Present.
45,
45 present.
7, 48,
Present.
9,
Present.
50,
Present.
3,
Present.
55,
51 present. Present.
55 present.
54 present.
54 present, 55.
54 present.
I marked 54, 55,
55
56,
56 present.
present. Okay. 57,
Yeah. 57 present.
8.
58 present.
Yatharth Nina Kumari, can you please mark? I couldn't talk that time. In 20s or 30 it will be. 23.
Yada 21 present.
Wait a minute. 23, Nina Kumar.
Nina.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
21.
Okay. 21 also. Okay, guys, I'm closing the attendance now. Thank you.
Okay, now if anyone has completed with the activity which I have given to you, please share your screen and show it to me.
Ma'am, can you explain the data validation part again? Because I'm not able to do it for the entire column.
Yeah.
The error message isn't coming.
Okay. So, okay, we'll do in other way. You share your screen and show me what you are doing, and then I'll let you know what is the correct way to do that.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I'm able
Yeah.
to see it. Yeah.
So,
Okay, no, wait. Just select B2. Okay, select only one cell, B2.
Okay.
Now go to the data and that data validation, select it.
Okay.
Okay, and then go to setting first. Here you need to select any value. Choose a whole number.
Okay.
Maybe yeah, and then between see what are the option for after in that between. Yeah, not between, equal to, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, we will keep as it is between. Wait, and give in minimum. In minimum, put everywhere 10,000. Oh, what is it?
Ma'am, it's phone number. So, minimum
Yeah,
should be.
it will be minimum should be 10 digit, but 1 to 90 numbers. Then only it will be 10 digit, right?
Okay.
And then maximum will be 10 times 9. 10 times 9. No.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once you click on OK, now it will take the number which is between that whole range. Okay, so the person needs, okay, sorry, we forgot to add some rules, like just select, okay, then in error alert, yeah, and stop, give any title, and then you can write message like please enter mobile number, valid mobile number, yeah.
Okay.
And now there is a small square you can see. Just just drag that.
Okay.
First, now leave that cursor. Leave the cursor.
I've left it.
Okay, but maybe I can see the same screen. Oh, okay. Okay, now you can click into any cell and try to put the number which is not in a 10 digit.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, got it?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Same kind of rules you can apply for a subject marks, because it should be between 1 to 100, and for name you can apply some rules like it should only consider the alphabet, not a numeric values. Okay, likewise
For the name, what value of data should we allow here in
in
this?
setting it is custom, I guess, custom.
Okay.
See in custom, okay, formula, here you can see it means, see the Excel, it is very vast. I can't explain you each and everything in Excel, but I'll just explain you how to do it, right? So now to do the other validations, like for a name, then email address. So here you can use a custom, because it is a custom validation. Then you need to write a proper formula. So here you need to do your skill improvement, that how you can write that formula so that the name will get validated. Again, how you will write a formula for email ID so that it will accept a proper email ID. So that things, it should comes from you. I am the mediator who can guide you how to apply a validation, but you need to identify what are the rules you can apply on this. Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, so in the formula we can add regular expression, is it?
Yeah, it's like a regular expression. So with the help of is equal to sign you can use, and I guess for alphabet there is a something in that curly brackets, you can write a dash z, so that it will consider only alphabet in this. So likewise, you need to first find out, maybe you can Google or something. There should be a comma also there after the A, Z and A. Yeah, and here you can't use your mouse pointer also, okay? So you just type and use the delete and everything. So likewise, you can do as of now, keep any value for name, but then later you try to find the rules for name, then email address, a proper email address, how you will identify the email address. It should have a dot, then alphanumeric value, then @ then something, and after the some values there should be again .com. Then only it will be a proper email address. Then you need to first thing, how should be your custom format should be, and then you need to apply a rule here and click on OK. Then it will accept that your email address in that particular format. Okay. So you find it later. It's not like that you need to do it right now itself. You can do it later at any time, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. But just try to learn this, because this will help you in your future.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else who has done this?
Hello, ma'am. Can I share?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have one doubt regarding data table. I will just show it.
Yeah.
Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here I've used the table, sorry, formula bar.
Yeah. B
Here
plus
I've
C.
used the validation.
Okay, yes, no.
Okay, so I have a doubt in how to use this data table over here.
Okay, data table. Data table is like a calculation. You want to use. Okay. Okay. Do one thing. So this that will it don't fit in this requirement, that data table. So data table, what it will do, you have a formula from using some 2-3 cells, but in that again you need to create a table with the same with help of same formula, but it will take any one value or any two value which are keep changing. Okay, so this is not fitting into this your requirement. So how you will do it here? That's why I took that interest wala example. It fits
Okay.
into.
I
So
thought that it was used to multiply rows and into columns. I thought it was used for that purpose.
no. It's not like that. So like
Okay.
you have a formula of some anything, but if your one value or maybe your two values from that formula are going to change every time, in that case you can use the data table. Frankly speaking, I have never used that concept in my whole 8 years of this Accenture life. Okay.
Okay.
So it's just that you need to have that logic. There are so many different things in Excel which you can do, but it's not like that we use everything in our day-to-day life. I might don't need this data table concept in my project, but there is some other project who need that to have that concept, who are using that concept in their project requirement. So that's why you need to learn it. Okay, if you want to try that, you can use the same thing like interest rate and that example, and try to calculate it.
Ma'am, how do we create the
Okay,
drop
ma'am.
down?
Drop down is a list.
Can
Choose
you
a list. Choose a list. In data validation, in any value, instead of any value, choose a list. It is third or fourth option, something in that.
It's in which subdata? Get and transform data, queries and connections. Where is it?
No, data validation. Data validation first.
Oh, in the data validation option only.
Yeah, in the data validation option only. We are just looking into only data validation. We are not looking in a circle invalid data,
Then
clear validation circles. So in data
then we have
validation, you
to
can see settings.
settings, yeah, allow.
Settings in allow. Yeah, there is a drop down. The small arrow, you can check that. Fourth option is list. You just
List. Okay,
select.
got it.
Yeah, you just select that. It will give you the below like source. There you can write your list options, okay? And use comma to add multiple values. So yes, comma, no, so that it will give
Yeah,
you a list drop down of two values, yes and no. If you add any other like for country, we can add India, comma, America, comma, Australia, like that. Then it will give you a drop down list of that countries.
yeah, it's working now. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyone else who has done it or maybe have a query or something, please ask.
Ma'am, can I share my?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is my screen visible now?
Yes.
So, ma'am, I have created this Excel table.
Okay. Total. Show me the cell which is in total. Any cell in
Ma'am,
total.
this one.
Yeah. Okay. It is a calculation and average.
Ma'am,
Show
how
me.
to create that drop down you were telling about? If we have
Okay.
some selected values only.
Okay. What you want to create in drop down?
Suppose any country name or anything like that.
Okay. So go to in Excel M6.
Okay.
Go to your data tab. Then there is a data tool you can see, and just above that there is a small arrow, down arrow. In
This
data
one?
in data tools, right side of your screen. Data tools. See, get and transfer data, queries and connection, data type, sort and filter. Next, sort and filter. Next, data tools. Okay.
Data tool.
Yeah, just above that, yeah, there is a small arrow, down arrow in data validation. Yeah, click on that. Select data validation. Here in setting, first choose list.
List.
Fourth, yeah, now type anything country you want to type. So write country names separated by, no, don't write country. Write country names separated by comma.
Yeah.
Okay, then click on enter. Oh, yeah, sorry. It will just create a list drop down. But if you want to add some validation rule, again you need to go into that data validation, and there is something else like error message. Go into that error alert. Here you can type the title and the error message. So what needs to be shown if that rule is violated. So
Okay.
then there is something like a message box should appear if the rule is violated. Then you can write your error message here. But at least if you don't write this error message or error alert, then also it's okay, because there is a drop down already given. So they must have to choose something in between that drop down. So we are already applying that rule. But if there is a case that you need to accept a mobile number or any marks, then you need to write this alert messages also here, so that that person should also understand what is exactly needed. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Then anyone else who has done this till now, or maybe we can move ahead. You need more time to do this, or can we go further?
No, ma'am, I have done it.
Come again.
No, ma'am, I have done it.
Okay, you want
Should I
to
show?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yeah, it is visible. Okay, in total, what is the formula you have written? Okay, it's simple addition. Yeah. Okay, and what have you applied a rule for that mobile number?
Yeah, ma'am. I have
Oh,
used.
wait. Just enter one and then click on Control Z. So your mouse, your keyboard
Yeah,
selection control. Okay.
yeah, ma'am.
Okay. Then have you all applied data validation here?
Yeah, ma'am. For mobile number, I have applied. Like
Yeah.
if I enter character, then it will show an error.
Enter. Click on enter. Okay. Good. Good.
Yes. And ma'am, what should I do? I couldn't get it that you have
Okay.
separated
So
this. Like
first,
I want
yeah.
to separate this email ID, shivangi.agarwal@etc.com. Then how should I do it?
Yeah, wait, I'll do it. I'll show it to you. You just do it as I'll tell you.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, now select whole L column.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. Then just above your L column, there is the text to columns. Text to columns. Yeah, click
Yes.
on that. Here you select delimited, click on next. It is already selected, delimited. Then in other, okay, in other, you tick that other box and write @ symbol.
Yeah.
Then click on next
Yeah.
and then finish.
Okay.
Okay, then it is
Yeah.
separated now.
Yeah. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else who wants to show what you have done, or maybe having a
Yeah,
query
ma'am, I
to
have a
do
doubt.
something?
Yeah, ma'am, I have a doubt.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ma'am, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Ma'am, see here, I have applied the data validation tool to see here. I have applied data validation with ranges between 1 to 100. Then I dropped down.
Wait. Here, see, the maximum and minimum are too high. Just click on your data, yeah, that data validation. It is not same as which is in your H4, okay? The rule is different.
Cha.
So it will take the maximum number which is in between this.
Cha.
So you try to just drag it. Don't write it again and again. Try to just drag it. Yeah. On this, yeah, drag it. And now you see it. Okay, now for 101, it has given you the error.
Yeah,
Okay.
thanks.
So why we are using that dragging and all, you just need to also understand, you don't need to write the same rule in each cell. Okay, you can just, like, it is like copying one rule into other cells. So you can just copy that into next cell wherever it is required, and then your work is done. Means then you can just enter the values, and if the rule is violated, it will give you the error.
Yeah. Thanks, ma'am.
Yeah. So can we go ahead with further, or you want to have some more time for this activity?
Yes, ma'am, we can go ahead.
Okay. Then let me share my screen again. Okay, so are you able to see my screen now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so our next topic is removing duplicate. So consider our database has some duplicate rows, and there is a requirement that project don't want to see the duplicate records. They want to see a unique record. So what you will do? You will just scroll down and check what is duplicate or not, whether there are duplicate or not. If the data is this much less, then you can do that. We can see this 55 is double here, then 50 40 60 is again repeated here. But if our data is too huge, which contain 10,000 rows or maybe 1,000 rows, then also you can't scroll down and remember that which is duplicate and not. So what you can do, you just simply the data. Now if your data has more columns, select like this. But now as of now I have only one column, so I'll select only one column. Again I'll go in this data. Then again, this is our data validation. Just above that there is a button which removes the duplicate. Okay, once I click on this remove duplicate, it will ask me, it will gives me the column names here. Okay, so how you want to remove your duplicate, based on only one column or based on all columns which you have in your table? So select all or unselect or and choose only whatever is required. Then there is again one option that if you have headers, column headers or not. So yes, my data has a header in row 1, so I have choose this, and once I click on OK, it will remove whatever is duplicated in this column. So it shows 13 duplicate values found and removed, and 13 unique values remains. Okay, quite simple. You don't need to read everything and find out manually what is duplicate or not. You can just select the column and select multiple column, and by clicking just one button you can do this. Okay, now my data don't have any duplicate, so it gives me message that no duplicate values found. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to try it, you can try it later. Means what we can do, I'll again go with further one or two concept, and then again I'll give you opportunity or some time so that you can try whatever the things what I have taught till now, and then you can try it and show it to me. And if you have any query, you can ask. Okay. Then our next topic is forms. Okay. So what is form? You already know. You have seen the Facebook form where you can just fill your information to register or create your Facebook account. So similarly, now we have a data. Okay, this is our database. And okay, first of all, you might not have this form button on your Excel. So how to add this button? This is the bar, green bar you can see where this auto save, undo and all written. This is one button, customize quick access toolbar. Just follow the instruction which I am giving you right now, so that then only you will be able to see that form button on your screen. So now first go to customize quick access toolbar and then select more commands. Do the same thing with me so that you will not miss any step. Go to this customize quick access toolbar, go select more commands. Okay, once you click on that more commands, it will give you this options. Now suppose this generally selected in your case, then
Ma'am,
you can, yes,
for me, more command option is not showing, like it's not active.
how, why? You click on this more commands. No, you don't.
No, I don't have that. It's a
It's
blurred.
Okay, try one more thing, like go to file, then options.
Huh?
You can see this box now.
Go to file, and then after going to file,
Option, file, then the last thing, options. Are you able to select that options?
yes, yes, yes,
Now you got this window.
yes.
Okay, then go to customize, quick access toolbar. Third
Okay.
last,
Yes.
quick access toolbar. Okay. Everyone with me, if you don't find that more button, more commands here in this, please go to file and choose options in that. Then you will get this window. Then go to quick access toolbar. And if you are going from here and more options, again you will be able to see the same window. You just select the quick access toolbar. Okay. Then
Yes.
here in popular commands, click on this arrow and select all commands. Okay, instead of popular command, select all commands. Everyone is done till now?
Yes.
Okay, then once you select all commands, here you will see so many commands. Just scroll down till F, because our form will start FO. Okay, now it goes somewhere here. Okay, FORM ... form. Okay, you need to find first this form. Then select it and click on this add button. Okay, it should be here in this list. So if you select here and click on add, it will go here. And from here, if you select and click on remove, it will get removed from this list. Okay. So don't remove anything, just click add. Once you're done adding of this form into this, you will be able to see the form here. If you are not able to see it, it is not has been added to this list. Try to do it one more time. and if you can see it here, just click on OK. Then you will see this new button into your this green tab. Everyone with me?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now try to add. Okay, now you already have your database which you have done in your previous assignment, that is your college database. Okay, don't do anything, just select the whole data table. Okay, select the table and click on this form button. Let's see what will happen. Now it gives me a form with this whatever we have as a heading, it gives it here, and then the next record which is just below to this is our first record. And how many records I have in this table? I have 7 rows here. And what are the buttons? We have new, delete. If I click delete, first record will get deleted. If I click on new, it will give me a blank form where I can add more records. Okay, then find previous, find next, and close. Okay, so find next will the second record. I'll see able to see the second record. Again, if I click find previous, it will go to the first record. Okay, now if I delete it, what will happen? Display record will be permanently deleted. If I click OK. Now see my records 1 of 7. Previously it was written 1 of 7. Now how many are there? 1 of 6. So one record will get deleted. Now I'll add one new. So I'll click on this new. It gives me a blank form where I can write something, number, OGA, I can write HNPS, then total value, anything, 28,000, then India, SI is SI, TC, no it is not TC, AO, I can write, and IO. Okay, and now I click on new again. So it will give me again a new blank form. Now I don't want to add any other record. I can just close it. Okay, so this is your form which allows you to enter the data. So now if your project has a huge database, you can create something similar to this and you can enter your data using the form. You can directly enter here also, it is also allowed, but then again you want to enter with the form, then also you can do it. Okay, you want to try this? You already have a data created for a student data which you have created previously. Just select it, select the data and click on that form. Done till now?
Medha, what
Yeah,
is
ma'am,
that importance of the form? Because it's an additional step and all we have to do it, right?
It's like, so now your database has 10,000 records. And now you want to search something, you want to see the 200 wala record. which is on the 200 row. So how you will do it? You will scroll it, right? Instead of scrolling, just select your whole table, go to your form, and here you can see record by number. Okay, and again one more point I'll show you. So this is the next point which I want to explain you. Okay, here is something which is criteria. What is this? So it will allow you to filter something. Then criteria, what is maybe you know some number, or if I want to see data, or no, not data, IO, which is IO, where is written IO? This is my criteria. Okay, then I'll select this IO and then I'll click on this find next. Okay. Okay, sorry, criteria, then here you want to search something. So for your query, there is a criteria thing where you can find your data. Okay, so you can write here your number 9940102. So you might know what is the exactly the product number or order number you want to find. Then you can and then PRD, what is the OG of that, and then you can find next. So okay, sorry, it's not happening like the way it's said. So it should show that particular record. There might be a possibility that I have only few records, that's why it's not searching. But then again, what I told you previously also, one second, what I told you previously also, that Excel is very huge. Okay, we might don't use this in our day-to-day life, but there might be a possibility that your project is having a requirement that you need to do this. So what I will teach you, it's not what is your project required. I'll teach you whatever the basic concept which Excel provides. But from that, what are required for your project day-to-day life will be different. There might be something different that they want or that they need, but which is I am not going to teach you right now. There might be a possibility, or something which I have taught you already, there might be possibility that you will use the same concept there. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so again, if you want to search, then you can do it from here also. So this is something additional I can tell you. So this is sort and filter. You can click on this filter. It will give you the filters. Okay, like this here. Then you can just filter out what is required. Then it will give you the limited records. Likewise, you can do this again. Okay. So, okay, so this is now done. Our forms is done. Now we'll go ahead. Okay, then a review. Next topic is review. So here you can see this review tab. and you see the other like spelling. If there is a spelling mistake or grammar mistake in your spelling mistake or grammar mistake in your workbook, it will allow to find it. So now, yes, okay, spell check complete, you are good to go. Okay, there is no spelling mistakes in this, but if you have, you can just check this. Okay, then again we need to add some comments. So by seeing this data, now we'll understand what is AO means, what is TC means, what is SI means. Okay, then how you can specify to the user that what is the exactly needed. You can just select a cell. Again, this is based on a single cell. Don't select two cells or a whole column. Just select one cell, then click on this new comment. In the review tab, there is a new comment, and then it will give you the message, this box here, or you can mention some comments here. Anything. GU is geographical unit. Okay, and now if I post this, so this button is for post. Okay, now you will be able to see a small pink something pink in here, purple or pink. That is nothing but that cell has a comment in that. So once you hover your cursor on that cell, it will give you that particular comment here. So how you use it? Okay, then the use you can see like now I am the lead and I have 2-3 resources who are working in my project. They work in different processes. They create different reports. What I'll do, I'll review the reports, and if I find something that there is something which is not correct in that Excel, what I will do, I'll add a comment for that person. Okay, so I'll mention a name also in this, and dash, and then I'll write some comments here and send this Excel to that particular resource. And how that person will identify that there is something which he needs to take care of, that if he see this purple sign in that Excel, he need to take care of that all purple cell, because there is some comments which are written there for him. Again, this only if we hover, then only that comment will get appear. But there is also another option. If we click on this show comments button, it will show all the comments which are there in this Excel or this spreadsheet. Okay, so here he can see that this comment is written for him in cell D1. So he'll go into cell D1 and take whatever action is needed or whatever comment I have marked it for him and do the correction likewise. So it's like I am giving him in which cell he need to take care and what is needed as a correction. Okay, so this is like comments, how you can use these comments in your day-to-day life. Okay, again, this is an example that I am a lead. Now again, you are working in your project and you want to add some comments for your colleague. Same thing, you can use this comment box or commenting, and you can add a comment for your colleagues also. Okay, got it? How to write a comment, how to show all comments, and then again there is something like if you select this, that this delete button will also get appeared. So now, as of now, this is disabled, but once you select this, this will appear. So once you click on this, this comment will get deleted. Okay. Then again, the next is spelling check. You can see this spell check, spelling check, and then treasures. Treasure is the collection of word. So you can search for more words with the same meaning or something. Okay, this you can use wherever it is required. So again, it's not mandatory to use everything in your project, but yeah, wherever it is required, you can definitely use it. Okay, next is protecting our sheet or protecting our workbook. So by just hearing protect, what do you think? Why it is required?
It is for confidential data to restrict the
Yes.
accesses.
Yes, definitely. So as you all already know that Accenture has a very strict rule of the data confidentiality. And if you, violate that rule, you might face some consequences for that. So how you will restrict your data? So you can protect your sheet, you can protect your workbook, or you can allow accesses so that only limited people will be able to see that sheet or see that workbook. Okay, so how you do it again? Then this is a review tab. Go to review tab. Here you can see this protect. So protect sheet will protect only the particular sheet. And what is protect sheet means? It will not allow to change the or delete any row or delete any column or change the format. It will only allow you. So these are the things how you will protect it. So select locked cell and select unlocked cell. But formatting, we don't want to give user to format the cell, format the column, insert any row or column, or delete any row or column. Again, here I'll need to enter a password to protect or unprotect a sheet. So I'll add a password. And then once I click on OK, again it will ask me the same password. Then I click on this OK. Now my sheet got protected. Okay. Now if I add to delete, see here it is not allowing me to insert, delete a row or format cell, anything, or hide or unhide. So it is protected. The person only can see the data or edit the data. No, not edit, only see the data. So he can't edit it also. Okay. Again, if you try to copy or anything, copying is done. Okay. So copy you can do, paste you can do, or see the data, view the data is can be done, but editing is not we are not able to edit it because it is a protected sheet. So likewise, you can protect your sheet. Now there is another button which is protect workbook. Like say the whole workbook you can protect, such as moving, deleting, or adding new sheet into that workbook is not allowed. Okay. So likewise, you can use protect workbook. Same thing. You can just give a password here. Okay. Now I have protected. So this sheet, so it gives me unprotect sheet. If I know the password, okay, then I can unprotect it. So now if once I click on this unprotect and give the password, it will unprotect that. So now I'll be able to edit it. So what you can do, you can protect your workbook, send it to the person to whomever you need to send, and send or tell the password personally or send a password in a separate mail. So what will happen if that mail will get will go to the wrong person, or sometimes we just select a wrong enterprise ID while sending an email, then also that person will get the file but he don't know the password, then he will not able to see the data which we change the data which is there in that workbook, right? So likewise you can protect your sheet and protect your workbook. Okay, you want some time to do till this?
Yes.
Okay. Try spell check and protecting, unprotecting. Done, everyone? Can we go further?
Yeah.
Yes, Mel, we
Okay.
can.
Okay, thank you. So again, now you can give access to this workbook to the other users by using this share workbook option. Then use the old shared workbook feature instead. Okay, then click OK. This action will not save the workbook. Do you want to continue? Yes. Okay. Now, once you do this step, okay, and you save this file and send it to someone else, okay, and then now you both are having this workbook open, okay. What will happen then? You are simultaneously working on two machines with the same file. Then again it will ask which changes to be saved, so that it will not create a conflict on the same workbook. So the sharing is like you are using the same workbook on a different machines, and if you are working simultaneously in that workbook, so there might some conflict create, and the machine will not be able to understand which changes needs to be saved. Then it will give you the message like that someone else also using the same file, please take up appropriate action, or we might lock this file for editing to both other users, so only our same changes will get saved. So this is like you are restricting a user to access this workbook while you are doing it, okay. So this is for sharing the workbook. Then we can go ahead with the formulas. Comments we have done audit. Okay. So now there are so many formulas in this Excel which are pre-written to do your actions. Like previously in your example of student data, what you have done to calculate the total of the four subject marks, you have just selected the four cells like this, right? Like this you have written. But to do the calculation, we have the formulas also. So now how you will know what are the formulas are there? Just click on this insert function button, okay? Then you will be able to see the formulas. Again, these are the most recently used. There are some categories of the formula you can see. All, then in financial, there will be only financial functions, financial formulas. In date and time, the formulas which related to date and time, only that will be there. Then math and trig, then string, statistic, text formulas. So you can see the categories here, okay. And again, if I select most recently used, I can see sum, average, if, which I mostly use or prefer. So sum, you already know, it is summation of a number. I'll just click OK. Sorry. Here I'll write sum and then I'll select a cell range, like dragging, selecting and dragging the cells. Okay, so it will give us something like this: D3 colon D8 means it is a range of a cell D3 till D8. So what this sum will do, it will sum this D3 till D8. If I add 6, 8, 19, 49 and one more, okay, 63. Now if I add something more here, it will not get added into that. Why? Because our cell is this formula is only referring to D3 to D8, not D9. So it only